Here we go. Hey, hold my beer.
And now...
We were talking about snow in your area, the Panhandle.
Yeah. So we're obviously way south. So we did not get any snow. The lowest it's gotten is, I think, 47 degrees here, which is pretty chilly, man. Like I'm wearing jeans today. I had a hoodie on today. So, but it's Heather was saying that like Pensacola area hasn't had snow since 1989. Which is a long time. And
they got record,
like 6 inches.
Record,
yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it's like record breaking amounts. Like 10 feet, or no, 10 inches, my bad.
10 inches probably,
feet.
Yeah.
10 inches is like a lot to us in Kansas.
Yes, I know. That's so, like Florida people are going nuts, dude.
New Orleans.
They're scared. I heard some people down in Houston, like I have friends that have friends in Houston that were freaking out because they got a ton of snow and they were like, "Oh my God, there's snow on the ground."
They don't know how to handle that stuff. They don't plan. They don't have to plan for it.
They don't think about that sort of stuff. It's funny in Kansas, man. We knew we were getting something. The years that we didn't, it was weird.
Well, it's been weird lately. Like it doesn't seem like we've had like a lot of snow. It's just been cold because of the wind.
Yeah,
but like we've had a lot of snow the past 2 weeks now. It's still on the ground. But that's how cold it's been.
Are you guys tired of being in the cold?
I don't mind the cold. Like I'm a heated individual anyways.
You are, dude. You generate you could be your own thermonuclear plant. You really could.
Like I don't like being cold. Like my feet get cold and maybe my face, but other than that I'm fine. As long as you put on a thick coat,
thick coat
pants, good to go.
Like it.
And I only own like maybe 1 or 2 coats. I wear jackets to work.
Get rid of mine. I considered it because I was like, man, we're in Florida now. We don't need coats, but I'm glad I at least kept a couple of hoodies and stuff like that to stay warm.
Yeah, I could wear a hoodie every day with a jacket over the top of it and be fine. Like I'm good with that.
Right.
Like a big puffer coat. Like Jamie got me a Cowboys puffer coat that I don't think I'll ever wear it.
Well, you might find yourself up in Aspen or something like that.
No, this thing is like so it makes me look.
Bobby, what if you go to the Rockies?
Nah, I ain't wearing that. I mean,
John Denver full crap.
Like it's a starter jacket, but like not the good starter jacket that I wanted. Like she found this at a Goodwill. I was like, oh.
Don't be ungrateful. Your wife got you.
Like this is the Equate brand of garage sales.
You're the Equate brand of husband with your ungratefulness.
Oh, I don't mind it, but like I just won't wear it because it's too big. Like I don't like to feel restricted.
You would too. You'd look like
looks like the kid from Christmas Story. Yeah, I would never. But it's super long too. Like I guess if I was going to like a I don't know, camping, maybe I could use it as a sleeping bag.
As a sleeping bag. That's great. Tell your kids to get off of it too. Gosh. How am I supposed to podcast with Bobby when the internet's acting all terrible? No, it's all of y'all. No respect. No respect in this house, Bobby. I get no respect.
One of these days, I need you to get on with me, and we need to test something out where I can maybe try to do a live multicam thing, but it's going to take some time to set that up.
Okay. That's more data.
That way it'll cut time. Well, it's not that it's more data. It's one link.
Okay.
I just don't know how it's going to look on your end. We just won't use Riverside when we do it right away.
Okay.
It'll be using OBS.
Oh, I remember OBS.
Right. So I have OBS, and like I would pull you into a separate, like a third party thing, and then I would share my stuff using virtual camera, and then you'd be able to see everything that I'm doing.
Ooh, nice.
Hopefully.
Nice.
I don't know. I just wanted to try it out to see how it looks.
In theory, we'll see how
it's because
turns out.
Yeah, it's because BJ wants to. I think when he starts getting bigger names on there, because I think he's looking at getting the guy from the Nasty Boys on.
Whoa, Cool.
And I don't want to like just restrict us to just recording because I want to give it an opportunity to let him grow. So I was thinking about that should be a live stream rather than a separate recording.
I agree.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll play around with it. But no, how you been other than getting cooler in Florida?
Yeah, other than getting a little cooler around here, things have been going okay. I think nothing new on the food truck. We're still dealing with a blown engine. And so they're getting that rebuilt. Thankfully, I've done substitute teaching before, so I got down here, got all my stuff put in, so I've got an interview next week for substitute teaching. Guest teaching, they call it here. So I'll be doing that, just kind of that. And then I don't know. Yeah, this will post after. This will post after. So I am interviewing right now for a position with our church. So I'm going to
paid position.
Yeah, paid position. I'm going to be part-time helping kind of youth ministry, elementary through like high school.
Gotcha.
So it'll be kind of back to my roots a little bit. It'll be fun. Get to kind of build some teams around me.
At least it's part-time and you won't get burned out.
Exactly. Well, I mean, you know, there were elements to it of First Christian that got me burned out, but I don't know that it was so much that I was full-time, because I was full-time there for 12 years. I think it's more so that, or 11 years, well, almost 12. But I think it's more so that I was stretched too thin, if that makes sense. You were doing numerous people's jobs. Yeah, I was doing three different roles that could have been probably 2 part-times and a full-time role.
Right.
And in fact, I'd say that's what it was, because that's what they split it into.
Well, because you guys had 2 people at your church, right? 2 ministers, a youth minister, senior minister,
and myself.
And then if you look at Crossroads, they had 5.
Yeah.
So, and you guys had the same amount of like the same size congregation, right?
We did eventually, yeah. When we got to a point where we were running pretty small, and then we had a church split, and so we were running maybe 150. And then
an early morning service at Crossroads.
Yeah, we've grown back up to 250-ish. So they're at a much better place now.
Well, do I need to take any videos down so you get the job? Like, did you say anything incriminating?
No, they know well. They are well aware of this podcast and well aware of that this is something I love to do. So they aren't bothered by it at all.
I try not to say anything. Well, Jordan's not on there, so it's been a little bit more PG.
To say what you want. That's one of the things I love about this team is they don't expect. Well, one, they're not nosy and trying to correct everybody's behavior in the first place. But number 2, they're absolutely trusting of me and what I do. And so, like, they wouldn't give it 2 glances, I guarantee you. So,
and with Jordan not being on here, like, it's going to be a little bit more PG.
Well, there's certainly less F-bombs without Jordan, but
yeah,
you know, it's a little sad. I'm not going to lie. We miss him.
It's more than a little sad.
Do you know where he's at this week?
I mean, the last I heard, he was getting his colon checked for being puckered up the last Chiefs game. I mean,
right, yeah. I think he might have. They might have left something up there in checking it, so I think he was back at a follow up to make sure it was nice and clear. So he's getting the old 2-finger salute.
Ooh, it's rough.
So Jordan, we miss you. Hope you're comfortable. And tell
any wild stuff.
Tell Dr. Steve Large Hands Meniscus that
get them Super Bowl size fingers with a NFL fingers with a Super Bowl ring on.
Love it.
I think that's what he said.
Man. In a world filled with imitations, there's one name that stands out above all the rest. Rage Beef Jerky, a small batch jerky company that sets the standard for what it means to be 100% grade A quality beef.
Rage Beef Jerky is the self-proclaimed world's best beef jerky. But just because it's self-proclaimed doesn't mean it's not true.
Rage Beef Jerky is made right here in the USA. It can be found in 5 states across 400 plus locations ranging from Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, and Arkansas.
But if you're not near those states, all you've got to do is visit www.ragebeefjerky.com, and you could choose from any of the 6 flavors that they got of jerky or beef sticks. They got both now. They're really good. The flavors are original, teriyaki, hot, cracked pepper, sweet, and spicy, or you can go with my all-time favorite, which is bacon jalapeno. Chef's kiss.
Rage Beef Jerky has given our listeners the opportunity to save 15% off their order. At checkout, use promo code CHUBBY, that's CHUBBY, and save 15% off your order. Don't let your taste buds suffer through any more mystery meat products. Visit www.ragebeefjerky.com and let your taste buds rage.
Get your jerky on.
Should have bought him dinner. No, did you watch the inauguration on Monday?
Bits and pieces of it. Didn't get.
It's
we were
a long
out,
process, dude.
So
you were door dashing?
Yeah. Well, we've been just trying to do every little thing we can to scrape some money while we wait for this food truck to get ready.
You should do like there's this this content creator I came across on YouTube. It's called Dashin' with Ash.
Dash to what?
Dashin' with Ash.
Dash
Her name is Ashley, and she's a door dasher, and she does random
records
things,
herself dashing and stuff like that.
Some of it's pretty humorous.
I'm boring. I'm not funny.
Well, you'd be surprised. That one dude, I started getting into his videos about the one that was on Joe Rogan that we were talking about.
Oh, Wes Huff?
Right. I was getting into his. I watched his recording about that guy that they were actually talking about on there. Mm-hmm. And what I gathered from it is that it wasn't really even like a debate. It was more like he was like kind of just fact checking him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you watched. Did you ever watch it? I don't know the guy's name.
Not that particular interview, but I know. But yeah, I watched the Joe Rogan stuff.
Right, the one that they were referring to on the Joe Rogan podcast, like that dude like is suing him and demanding that he pretty much get rid of all evidence of that ever happening.
Right.
So I was like, all right, can't do that. But no, that guy that was on,
that he was right.
But what's wild is that the guy that set the whole thing up, and had it all okayed by the guy that was on there with him, was his best friend, and he was on screen with him. And he, at the very beginning of it, he talks about how much he loves this guy. He was at his wedding, blah, blah, blah. And then now they're not talking because of this whole situation.
That's
pretty wild.
Awkward. That's kind of awkward.
And and the guy came out and said it's because, he said it's causing friction because he's telling me that I need to take it down. He goes, I'm not taking it down.
Well, I don't blame him. I wouldn't take it down either, especially with the amount of views it gets.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't ever.
It sucks that it's embarrassing for him, but
I watched the raw version. I didn't watch the actual wherever the source that it came from. I watched the raw version that he put out later, which had no edits to it. So it's pretty wild. Just how quick he was able to just pull it, and he's only 33 or 34 years old. And he's just able to just pull this stuff out from the back of his head, and it's like,
smart,
how do you not have this on a script?
He studied it a lot. That's
right,
why
and
it's
wild, all these words that I've heard several of these words, but some of these it's what in the world? How can you even imagine memorizing that word?
Huh? He spends his time in the word, man. Spends his time studying, so those are words he's familiar with. It's wild. You wouldn't think it, but man, when you're around it enough, you just find yourself saying those words. I have to check myself a lot of the times. Well, you know this. I mean, come on. Y'all have made fun of me for this for years. Me and my $5 words.
I mean, I've never
more so Jordan and Austin, but
I mean, I've heard some of those words. It's not the fact that those words surprise me. It's the fact that he's able to pull all you and I typically we would need something to reference.
Right.
Like a note or an outline. This dude had that I know of. He kept pulling.
You're right. He didn't, but that just tells you how much time he spends doing that stuff.
Does it make you feel like you were lacking? Listen to somebody like that?
No, he is a specialist, man. He is an apologist who
Is he like Elon Musk, but for religion?
I would say he is to theology what like Elon Musk is for space flight. And I'm not saying he's some like super savant or anything like that. He's just really well disciplined and really goes after it. Like he's passionate about this stuff. It matters to him that he has good theology, that he understands what he believes, that he communicates it effectively. So I was very impressed with him just because what I see out of him.
Have you ever heard of him before?
Not much. I'd seen a couple of things from him, but I hadn't really done much research into him until the Joe Rogan interview.
What made you click on that Joe Rogan episode though? Because of what his background was?
No, I honestly I saw a clip of it first. And was like, "Oh my, this is a pretty good conversation. I need to hear the rest of it." And it was just top notch all the way through. But you're right, he uses a lot of very deep theological language that most people, like you said, they may have heard them in church, but their frame of reference for them is very, very small. And I think the other thing that he does really well and why he was so successful on the podcast is he can take really lofty ideas and put them down in very concrete terms. Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah, he uses like to where we understand it.
Right, absolutely. And that's the biggest thing you have to do as an apologist. Apologist is somebody who defends the faith. That's what apologist is. It doesn't have anything to do with apology.
Right.
But he just communicates very effectively, but keeps it very simple and understandable, while still explaining some very high level concepts. So I was blown away. And so, yeah, I definitely.
But I went down that rabbit hole. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not necessarily boring, but you have to find that crowd of people that will watch, like, depending upon what you talk about. Obviously, religion, science, and nerdom is, like, your thing. So, that's where, like, and that's a big thing. But, yeah, but that's what I was getting, like, the inauguration. Like, it's such a long process. Like, I would rather watch golf for every major thing than probably that thing all over again.
Yeah.
I watch it just because I think, I don't know. I feel like I'm a part of that history. That way I could tell it if somebody asked me about it. But like that one was pretty, that one drug.
It did. What'd you think? I mean, he had a lot to say. What was it? It was like a 60-minute opening.
Well, when speech. I can only listen to Trump for so long. Like, I mean, that goes for almost all politicians, but like when he starts talking, like he's never on the same track the entire time.
When he gets into his rhetoric where he's just kind of blowing things, like filling things with hot air.
Billions.
Yeah.
But what he reminds me of is if George W. Bush had ADHD.
That's so good. That is so good. That is absolutely spot on, man. I think ADHD and a business degree, because that's the thing. Trump is very like
entrepreneurial
and entrepreneurial for sure. Which one of the things I loved about Bush is he was pretty simple. He was a simple guy.
Yeah, he just said like weird things that like it was just out of pocket, and it's just like, where did that come from?
He said goofy stuff is what.
Yeah, and it's like, well, why'd you say that? I mean, it was kind of like what happened like with this whole thing going on with Elon. Like that's something that like,
oh man,
George W. would have said rather than done. Like,
I'll tell you, what has been wild for me has been seeing everybody's response to it,
comparing him to Hitler. Like,
well, it's like it feels like we're no longer in an age where anyone like measures their steps. Like it's full blast like Nazism day one. And I'll admit it was a stupid gesture. It looked enough like it that he should have known better. I don't think it.
And when you get pumped though, you don't know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, but come on, man. Like it was goofy looking to begin with. And sure, if you want to blame it on, I think people have said he's got Asperger's, so it could be that's a factor. But I think what it comes down to is you've got so many people that have platforms now that feel like they have to be the most obnoxious version of themselves to be seen. And I feel like that's what we're seeing. We just have so many people that blow up and blow things out of proportion that 20 years ago, we wouldn't be nearly this consumed with all the little details, with all the...
And
all
it's
the
also
nonsense.
everywhere, though, and it used to just be on TV. Like, we didn't get it on
Yeah.
our phones or
You're
on
not
our
wrong.
computers,
You're not
laptops.
wrong. We're definitely flooded with it more.
So more people
So-
are definitely seeing it now, but like
Yeah.
also more people have an opinion about it because of what they saw.
Right.
Whether they had any
wish we
maliciousness
would-
behind it.
I wish we would measure ourselves a little bit better these days, because it's concerning to me when the conversation is boiling hot right out of the gate. We're not teaching the generations that come after us any sort of self-control. So if this is how far we're willing to go, where will their rhetoric be? Those that
It'll
come
be
after
100
us.
times worse.
Exactly, and that's.
I mean, look
so
at us.
freaking
Like, look at where
concerning.
we are now. Like, how we blow things out of proportion.
Yeah.
Like, whether that be on the left or the right or in the middle.
And so, what does that look like? Obviously, you can only take the vocals and the messaging so far before it becomes physical, before it becomes action. And that's my concern, man, that we become a nation of people who overreact to things, and our justice system is flooded with stupid cases of people like assaulting each other or defaming each other and stuff like that. And those are real crimes that can be punished. But we're so consumed with getting our point across that we miss the real of life. So, I don't know.
So much stuff happened, though,
My 2
like,
cents.
over this, like, past week. Like, you had, one.
For
like,
sure.
I couldn't imagine getting the invite to come to America. Like, the West Coast is on fire. The East Coast is a blizzard. And you got the
Even if you
inauguration
did
going
get an
on.
invite, you're not allowed to come anyways, apparently, right now.
I mean, the executive orders are flying out like dirty dish rags. But that's expected, though. I mean, it's almost entertainment at that point. No, I'm just saying, like, what I was saying is like, it's hard to believe that, like, that one like something so like small to probably you and I, like it's surpassing like the fires that are going on or anything else. The fires that are going on in California, of course, but
Sure.
like other things like that. Like, there's way more things to talk about than. I mean, I will say this: the videos that came out that people were putting like GIFs or memes onto were pretty comical to that video.
I laughed pretty hard at the Bear and Trump thing. Him being like a giant. I don't know if you saw any of those videos.
I didn't see that one.
He's already like tall compared to the rest of his family. So like, but they were like creating videos where he's like even taller. He looks like he's 10 feet tall walking behind his dad.
Trump is pretty tall.
hilarious.
Like, he's not a small guy.
That's why it's nuts how tall Barron is nowadays. 6'9" Barron Trump is. Thank you, babe.
How old is he?
Oh gosh, 18.
6'9"?
6'9".
Oh my god.
Yeah,
No, I didn't see
It was
that.
like 5'2" during the first presidency. So that poor kid's shins. Trump probably had to have spent at least $1 million in buying new clothes.
Oh, he does that probably on a monthly basis.
No. Oh,
You'd be
never mind.
surprised.
He's got Melania for a wife. He probably does.
Yeah.
But
no,
how about her outfit? Did you see her outfit?
It almost looked like she was going to a funeral.
Oh, sure. I thought she was repping the Undertaker hardcore. I was like, go Undertaker, go.
But like, why? Like, she had the hat kind of like threw me
the
off.
brimmed hat.
Like,
It
I was like, and
Yeah.
like nobody else has worn black.
No.
And I think the company that made that outfit reached out to her and said, "Hey, we would love for you to wear." There was like almost like a Golden Globes type moment.
Oh,
or
I'm sure. That's usually how it is. But no,
I mean, yeah, with
totally
everybody-
thought she was cosplaying as the Undertaker. I was like, let's go.
I'd take it. I mean,
dead man-
she's been
the
through
dead
that. She's
man's
been through
back.
as much. But no, the video I'm referring to, like the best meme that came across was like, and don't take this as whoever, like, you can clip it. That's fine. I mean, I know what I mean and I know how I feel. The best meme that came across was when you get picked to play with all the black kids on the basketball team, and it was his reaction. I laughed way too hard at the video, and my wife's like, "What is so funny?"
Didn't you, Bobby?
Oh yeah, like I think every white guy should be able to laugh at that because it's
dude.
100% factual.
Feels. Are you kidding?
Yeah. And that's all Elon Musk. He was pumped that he was a part of. Like nobody's ever rooted for him
the
other than
stage below getting a pass. If you know what I'm saying,
right.
That's how level. That's the level of excited you are.
Yeah, and nobody's like he's never done anything enough to where he's had a crowd around him like that. So I could totally imagine like just things bursting out of his body, like whether that be an action, a word, or whatever. Like he doesn't know how to feel at that moment because he's never had to be like into that type of like zone before, if that makes sense.
Sure.
People are cheering for him. Like,
what?
Did you hear how loud that thing was?
Yeah.
It was wild. Like, I've never heard anybody like Elon Musk get cheered for like that. That's like somebody earning an award for being so smart like that, but you've got millions of people there.
What'd you think about, not to stay too long on politics, but what'd you think about that, Vivek Ramaswamy is already out.
Oh, go to. Yeah, but is he going out because of bad like juju, or is he going to like just because I read that he was going to run for governor of Ohio?
Governor of Ohio, but I don't know why, because he was positioned for this Doge thing. I mean, he and Elon were going to be co-captains of that thing. So I had heard rumors that it was tensions. Who knows? With all that stuff, but. I did find it interesting that he got nominated and didn't it wasn't long that he dropped out.
And I mean, unless we were there, we won't know anything. But I do enjoy listening to him speak. Like he has very good insight on
he's a good communicator, and definitely understands.
So if he does become the governor, I'm sure he'll be great at it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just excited that Doge is still a thing and that it's going to happen. One, it's a hilarious name, but two, like. Government efficiency is something that the government does not do well. And so to actually have a department that focuses on it will be nice. It's really a question of how enforced it is. Because that's what it's going to come down to, is they can make all these recommendations, but ultimately who enforces it and how well is it enforced?
Well, I think it's all going to come down to Trump enforcing it, but Elon Musk's job is to give him insight about what's going on and like how he could handle it.
Right.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It's basically an advisor role from what I can tell.
Yeah.
But that's kind of my point.
Speaking of,
there's no real authority through it, so it's ultimately up to Trump's discretion on how he enforces what's recommended.
But that might be a good thing, though. Like, there's that's less. I don't know if Elon's getting paid to do this, but that could be like. It's just less. It's less crowded at that point. So you have one guy looking at all the like specific numbers and stuff like that. And Elon is probably so keyed into doing little things like that.
Oh, I'm sure his nerdiness loves it.
I would hate it. But speaking of like all the stuff after the inauguration, and all that, RFK, right? He's now in his position and I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
he's gonna
does he have a designated position?
Make America healthy again is what they say.
But that could come at a cost. And like today's, like I just copied and pasted it. Today's highlight on my Bing or whatever it was, 14 favorite fast foods that might change or disappear under RFK's Jr.'s health policies. I have not looked at it yet, so we're going to react to this together.
Okay.
You tell me how you feel about them. See if I can get this thing going. I don't know why it's not.
I'm going to say out of the gate, this will hurt because I have a feeling so many of my favorite foods are going to be affected by it.
Number one's already going to piss me off right now.
Let's hear it.
French fries. Popular French fries are known for consistent flavor and golden appearance, achieved with a frying oil blend that includes dimethylpolisoxane. Yeah, that's a mouthful. An anti-foaming agent that also often coated with dextrose, a form of sugar, to maintain a uniform color after frying.
So that's going to go bye-bye. But that just means we're going to get more
they will
arms
just
eaten
find
out
a
there.
different. Yeah, they're just going to find a different way of frying it. Like I
Yeah.
don't see French fries going away.
No, French fries don't go away. We maybe just lose some of that beautiful uniformity to our fries.
Yeah. Well, man,
McDonald's.
I
is
couldn't
gonna hate
imagine. Chicken sandwiches.
this. What are they going to do with
Fast-
my chicken sandwiches?
Fast food chicken sandwiches are highly appreciated for their marinated, juicy chicken.
Yeah.
What the heck? Why is it all broke up? Oh, here we go. It loaded. Fast food chicken sandwiches are highly appreciated for their marinated, juicy chicken. However, the marinade often contains monosodium glutamate,
Of course it does.
MSG, to enhance umami flavor. Is that the umami flavor? Which has been controversial in prospective health effects.
I was gonna
Perceived
say,
health
I feel
effects,
like MSG is still kind of up in the air because I don't know that we know what we know.
We don't know
You
anything
what I'm
about
saying?
everything. Right, but like large amounts of anything is bad for you. That includes water or anything.
Yeah.
So large amounts of
anything in
MSG,
too
that's
many
why you don't
doses
eat it
can
every
kill
day.
you.
Burger buns. I could live without a bun, to be honest.
Yeah.
Some fast food burgers
really
buns contain calcium propanate. It's a preservative that
All these
extends the
extra
shelf life.
Preservatives and chemicals. That's really what it is, man. We're shipping stuff all across the U.S., and so we want to preserve it for as long as we can, and so we throw all this extra stuff in. But that stuff's not good for us. So
And we want it to stay on shelves longer so it sells out rather than throwing it away.
Exactly. I would say, though, what it's going to do is it's going to force and challenge restaurants and food places to become more local friendly, to rely on local sources a little bit better than your big distributors.
Right. And they've already got people talking about switching from like a certain peanut oil to like beef tallow to fry their like fries.
Dude, that's a win. Let me be clear. That is a win.
It's gonna be
Beef
good.
tallow to fry your fries in is a win. That would not be a bad thing.
It looks like I might be saving a little bit of money here. Sugary
Okay.
coffee drinks.
Oh?
I don't drink coffee, but the wife does. She
Same.
drinks Starbucks.
Those are going to go bye-bye?
High
Starting to
fructose corn
bye-bye?
syrup, which has
Okay.
been criticized for its links to obesity and metabolic disorders. Potassium sorbate is often used as a preservative, and artificial flavors enhance the richness of the blend. Wow. Mashed potatoes and gravy?
Don't be coming after my mashed potatoes.
I
What
think
the
these
heck
are all
y'all doing?
fast foods. Like, because the first words are fast foods gravies,
Well, yeah.
often contain
Probably
caramel
promoted.
coloring, which has been linked to potential carcinogens and
Caramel
modified
coloring.
food starch. Huh?
That doesn't explain very well what it is. Caramel coloring.
Yeah,
Something
I've never had a
does.
gravy that had caramel coloring in it. If it was caramel coloring, that's called syrup.
That
But mashed
sounds
potatoes may
terrible.
include the mashed potatoes may include sodium bisphenol to prevent discoloration. Oh, so that's like the produce section, like when they put wax on the apples and crap. Milkshakes. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to name off what they are. Milkshakes. That's number 5. Cheese bread. You might be upset about that. Roast beef sandwiches. So Arby's.
Like Arby's? They have the
Yeah.
meats.
Yeah, that's the only one I could. I don't go to any other restaurant that sells roast beef sandwiches besides
There's a
Arby's.
place here called Kelly's. Their roast beef is like medium rare.
Is it like off the carving block or what?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I could be down for that.
I was not a fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Bacon cheeseburgers. Ruh-roh. Tacos.
Why?
Oh,
Why are
which
they
one?
coming after my
The bacon?
cheeseburgers?
The bacon in fast food burgers often include sodium nitrate for curing, and some of its condiments and shakes contain high fructose corn. Oh, so it's the It's the ingredients that are in it.
Yeah.
And then tacos.
Sodium nitrate.
So
I wonder if that's in my like bacon at home. That'd be sad. I have smoked bacon.
I don't think it is. I think it's to add the sweetness. Like, you know, like when you bite into like a burger at like a fast food restaurant and they has a little sweetness bite to it.
Sodium nitrate's a preservative, I believe.
Right. Yeah, that's the preservative, but they also have another one on here that was, what was that? Potassium lactate. Or no, wait. It says that, no. It's, and the condiments that go with it. So the condiments at fast food restaurants. So my bad. So like ketchup and whatever else they use. Tacos. This is weird.
Tacos alone.
Macaroni and cheese.
Like Kraft?
Fast food mac. So like that's why I'm thinking like these fast food things. I think this is like they use a different form of macaroni and cheese to make it stay longer. Cheese often contains sodium phosphate and synthetic salt. I wouldn't
be surprised if Kraft is going to end up getting some damage.
I'd be fine with that. I'm not a big fan of Kraft.
The blue box. I love the blue box.
Oh, it's a modified food starch for texture. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Cheese sauce recipes made with whole ingredients. Cheese dip. So like queso. Ruh-roh.
Leave my queso alone.
Chili cheese dogs. I'm fine with that because I don't like hot dogs. This says the tasty menu item, and I was like the nasty menu item that often includes chili with artificial smoky flavor. Barbecue bacon cheeseburger, so the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, all these things are about to change. Like, and I think that the most of the time it's gonna be for the better. The breads I'm fine with, but don't get rid of French fries, bro.
Right?
It's beef like the best little like
beef tallow would be.
Oh yeah, fry that stuff with beef tallow.
Oh my! If we started getting beef tallow for our French fries. Gold. That is scary though, man. That's a lot of things that I love.
And that's just fast food. That's not even accounting the stuff you buy at the store.
Man, that's what I'm concerned about. What's in my pantry that's going to get changed? Because
like stock up on your cookies and or Chips Ahoy and your like potato chips because your cereals are going to change from like colory tricks type cereals to white and.
Well, that's
going to look very
problem
sad.
For me because it's Kix and Rice Krispies.
And that's fine, but I'm saying like if you like something specific and you think it's going to go away, you better stock up on it now.
Yeah, Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops.
Yeah, they're going to be the white
Fruity Pebbles. Those
apparently they taste the same. It's just like there's no color to it.
Yeah, it's less colors.
Maybe it'll just be less.
That's not appealing. A natural dye, like
right.
We can use carrot juice for orange and we can use tomatoes and stuff like that for red, but there's no natural green dye. So when we go for green and blue and stuff like that, those are fake colors and you have to dye them.
Skittles are going to be like white.
Food, non-edible dyes.
Like our Skittles here are banned in like almost every country except for ours. I would
love to see a list of everything that is allowed in America but not allowed in other countries. Because
there is a list. A buddy of mine actually had it on his social media one time. I'll have to get that to you.
That is extensive, I'm sure.
Like, you know how many just stuff you can buy on the internet? Some stuff you can't even buy on the internet to ship to your house because it won't be allowed through customs.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you better stock up on that bacon and I guess restaurants at that point, but like I don't know what the heck we're gonna like. I hope they give us like a warning before it goes off the shelves.
They're gonna be like, "Say bye bye."
Like Little Debbie's are gonna be garbage now.
Can you imagine the black market that's gonna pop up for that stuff? You're gonna see some dude on the street with a trench coat going.
It's gonna be a legitimate like Joe Dirt like firework. Like, oh, you want the zoom zooms, those wham whams?
Yep. Whistling bung holes.
Hey, did you see Samsung's new phone that's coming out? Oh my Lord. Apparently there's one thing that they're not talking about that's a hidden feature on the phone, and it's connecting to satellite.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
So I don't know how. I'm pretty stoked about it. I mean, I watched like 15 minutes of the live, but I can only watch like you're telling me stuff that I don't want to know. Just get to the juicy stuff right away.
Yeah. That's that ADHD kicking in.
I just want that outline. Let me get the outline of what, like the camera on it's like 50 megapixels. Everything's AI, so it has live in real time transcribing for like from Spanish to English. So
Nice.
if you have the smart Samsung earbuds and you have your phone on, like in your pocket, whatever they're saying in Spanish will get read to your phone, immediately put into your ear, to where then you can also respond. And if they have the same stuff, you'll be able to have a whole conversation.
That's a pretty cool feature.
Bro.
My iPhone has that. I've been playing
Your
around
iPhone.
with
Your iPhone.
You know.
Dude, my experience with Apple is like, I have had one iPhone, right? Okay, but Saturday, I've been trying to get Bumping Chops on Apple's podcast network since we started.
Okay.
Still not on there. Still having problems, right? I have avoided getting on that. I've avoided calling to help. So I've sent emails, no response. And I've tried every which way to get it on there. So I swallowed my pride. I called the customer service thing, right?
Okay.
Lady answers. I'm explaining to her what I've been doing and how long I've been doing it for, and it just won't verify my email. It will not verify my email, whether that be on my phone or my computer that I'm streaming on right now. And you know what this broad actually has the audacity to ask me? How is this an Apple problem?
How is this?
What? How is it an Apple problem? Because it's not working, okay? It's not letting me verify. It keeps sending me verification codes to put in, and it's not accepting them. Like every time I hit it, it won't let me go past a certain page to verify it. So she didn't believe me. So I then allow her to screen share with my computer. So like she sends me this code or whatever. She's on here watching with me as I'm doing it. And she goes, "Oh, that's weird. That is our problem." No dip. Okay. So she's like, "Well, do you have a friend or somebody who has an Apple device in the home?" No, the only friend I know is you and BJ. So I called I texted BJ. I said, "Hey man, are you busy?" And he goes, "No, I'm good." I was like, "All right, dude, I'm trying to get Bumping Chops on Apple. I need to call you." Have you ever done a conference call? When was the last time you did a conference call or a three-way? High school, junior
College?
high. Okay, fair enough. But I was on there for over an hour with Apple trying to figure this out. Do you think we're on Apple Podcast yet?
No, you're still not on there, are you?
Saturday, before BJ gets off the phone after this whole thing, he tries on his end and all that stuff. It still doesn't work, even on an Apple device. All right. So he sends this email to have us help, and I haven't heard anything back since.
That's frustrating. I'm sorry, man.
How is I got ours on there just fine. So this one and Recess Ruckus are both on Apple. No problem. But now it's just not. Sounds like it's an Apple podcast problem, or like, because they keep changing so many names. Like you have Apple Podcast for creators, Apple, all this other stuff. It's like you got way too many things going on. So I still haven't figured out what that is. I'm glad
I'm not doing those details. I really am.
Well, it's not hard after you've signed up. That's all you need is once you signed up, you make one RSS feed, and then every time I upload one episode to one place, it distributes everywhere.
Gotcha.
Except for Apple. For Bumping Chops. But yeah, that was my my Apple experience. So yeah,
it's frustrating.
Apple phone. Speaking of Bumping Chops, HEW.
Yeah.
You got some wild events going on this weekend. I don't know if I get this done edited, I can drop this before the show.
That'd be cool.
Maybe.
What are you looking forward to most about this show?
Well, we had Remington on, and so far since I've been with HEW, I've had the opportunity to meet so many people there, and one guy, like even Billy will agree, Kane Carter is a reckoning, right? I don't know. Have you actually got to sit and speak with Kane?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be Kane Carter versus Remington Roar this weekend.
Okay.
And Remington claims he's like, huh?
That should be a good match.
I think it'll be very good. One, the fans, it's about 75-25 for the hatred towards Kane because he does have some of his Texas followers there. But everybody loves Remington.
they both have a lot of talent and a lot of fan power. So that's going to be a really good match.
So that one I'm excited about, but also Ray is putting his title up for contention. This is his first time back since his injury.
Nice.
And it'll be his first match since he won the HCW Heartland Championship.
Nice. That'll be awesome.
And this is actually the first show back at Osage since he won it. So it's a pretty big show.
Yeah.
New Year's Mayhem.
That's this Saturday, correct?
Yep, this Saturday at 5 p.m. for VIPs, 6 p.m. the bell rings for the entire main card. The VIP match is a banger. Like the VIP match is a title match for the Sunflower Championship. Mindy Grace is wrestling one of Billy's girls that he trained early on. I guess I've never seen her wrestle. Maybe you have, but have you heard of? You probably haven't met every single person, right?
No, unfortunately, I haven't. Especially now being out here in Florida.
Right. Well, this girl was like, I guess, early on.
Watching the shows and listening to you guys is about the only chance that I get to stay connected to HCW these days. But
apparently
you can stay connected to HCW by following them on all the socials at HCW Live 23. There you go.
Yeah, on all the social media platforms.
I'm
trying to find this girl's name. Oh, Nabria Loveless.
Nope, don't know.
Ring a bell?
Nope.
It's a really cool name. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But she will be taking on Mindy Grace in the VIP match for the Sunflower Championship.
That'll be a good one.
And that's got a tag team match between Michael Maverick and Darren Jekyll. Will be taking on I don't know who that is again. But anyway, you got several title matches. Chance Kerrigan is taking on Simon for the Independence Championship. And they've had quite the run-ins. Chance wanted Blade right away. And I guess the person who runs the dogs in that group is only allowing him to go through each and every one of them one by one to get to Blade.
Of course he is.
Yeah. So
that Midwest monster, man.
Well, the woman KT Lynn,
a little bit. If he's a little scared.
Well, the girl KT Lynn. Do you know who KT Lynn is? Because I don't know who she is. I know she's running the this new faction there at HCW by the name of
Seventh Seal, right?
The Seventh Seal. That's right.
Seventh Seal.
I compared her to being Halle Berry's character in John Wick 3 with the dog. She's letting the dogs loose.
Kind of badass.
Yeah. Well, and that's pretty much So Simon's taking him on, and then another title match for the HCW tag team titles is Only Friends versus ACFC. That's going to be a banger match right there.
Oh, that'll be a great match.
Yeah. So everybody loves both of those tag teams.
Yeah.
And
that'll be a
but the HCW Heartland Championship is going to be contended. Ray Leone, your HCW champion, is going to be taking on Paradox for that match. And
Paradox.
that's going to be...
That'll be a good match. Both those guys are very technical, very aggressive, and combative. So that'll be a good match. I'm pretty excited about that.
It's going to be a really cool show to watch, especially if you're in that Wichita area. It's first show back for the new year and everything like that. So it's going to be has a lot of storyline being built up into it. So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You're going to watch live on Facebook?
I am. I will be watching live.
Well, you'll need to let me know how I sound.
I will. I'll shoot you a text and be like, "Bobby,
yeah,
speak up."
If I get a chance to look at that, I will. But no, man, let's talk about some sports. You have everything to be happy about right now. You guys are sitting on cloud 9.
Oh, I am a happy man, dude. I'm a happy man. The Chiefs are one of 4 teams left. We got to go through the Bills, and then I think it's going to be the Commanders. That's my guess. I think it's the Commanders that make it in. So, and man, I don't want to sound arrogant, but I don't see anybody stopping us. I see us three-peating.
I'm not going to bet against the Chiefs, that's for sure. And
I appreciate that.
the only way that I see them actually,
doing that is if you had another team that was able to get the only one that I think that could have got it done would have been the Lions, because they also have been the team that knows how to get the job done at the end of the day.
Yep, that can be gritty. They fell apart against the Commanders. Commanders are the number one scoring team in the postseason this year.
They were phenomenal.
So I hope we play the Commanders. That's my hope. I think that would be the best competition. That would be the best team to beat. I don't think anybody wants to see Chiefs-Eagles 2.0. It's not as exciting.
I don't want to see it, especially without the Kelce's. It won't be as special.
Yep.
So, but no, you think? I mean, what's the point spread for the Chiefs? Do you think the Chiefs are going to win by more than 1.5?
Oh, I think so. I think it'll still be a one-score game, but I think it'll be more like 7 or 8 points. How are you holding up? Notre Dame, man, making it all the way to the national championship and then losing to freaking Ohio State.
Hey,
that's got to be tough.
Not really, because I called it.
Yeah, I know you called it, but still, there had to have been some hope in you.
Oh yeah, of course. I was happy that they were there, and I mean, it was way better than the last time they were there.
Very true, very true. They put up a fight.
But they just put on a fight too late in this game.
Yeah,
like way too late.
I agree. If they could have picked it up in the third quarter, and like early in the third quarter, I think they could have came back. But they just didn't have enough time at the end of it.
That first drive, like 15 plays, took 10 minutes. They didn't have any commercial breaks.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, they're looking pretty solid. And then spoke too soon, so I deleted my Facebook post.
That Ohio defense, man, they were good.
So was that offense.
Yeah, offense as well, but it's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah.
But like with the college, the way the college football thing, I think this is also good. I mean, I hope they kind of dial that in to where it's even better next year. But it's good to know that not the number 1 and number 2 are going to make it to the national championship every year.
Yes.
Not always.
These were by far the lowest seeds to make to the national championship
6
so
and
far,
7.
right?
Yeah, 6 and 7 out of 12.
Lowest seeds. That's pretty impressive. So it's good to see some change up, to see some, there were some big names that didn't get into the playoffs this year, and then some big some smaller names that did. So it was kind of nice.
Boise State. I mean, come on.
Dad was pumped about that. He knew they wouldn't make it super far, but he was pumped about Boise State being in there. He's liked Boise State since they won their first national championship.
Right. And, I mean, everybody knows them for having their blue field. I mean, that's what they're known for.
Yeah. That was a cool one, though, man. That one goes in the history books as one of the greatest outcomes.
Which one? Boise's national championship?
Boise's national championship.
I thought they went to the national championship and lost.
Well, okay. Maybe
they won a bowl game that was really big.
Was it the bowl game? It was against Oklahoma.
A bowl game.
I remember that. Maybe
that was because they did the Statue of Liberty play.
That game and all of its overtimes were incredible.
Well, they won on the Statue of Liberty play.
Yeah.
Like that's what awesome. That was the big. Yeah, I didn't think that was the national championship because that was the year that.
Yeah.
I forgot the quarterback White was, I think, the OU quarterback, Jason White or something like that. But this was back when we were still going to church, and Mike was Mike was pretty close with us and stuff like that. Because I remember that national championship like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Or not? It wasn't the national championship. It was like game? I want to say it was like the Orange Bowl, maybe the Orange Bowl or the Fiesta Bowl. But it was a big bowl game because like Boise State was like very much an underdog, and then OU just. I mean, it was a very good played game on both sides.
Oh yeah, yeah. So what else? Anything else exciting in the sports world for you?
Well, yeah. Oh, dude, like I accidentally do you have ESPN on your phone, the app?
Yes.
Well, I found out by accident that like I got a notification. You know, like when you're texting and like you're hitting all these buttons, and then all of a sudden you hit like a notification that comes across on the top.
Yeah.
I did that, and I didn't realize what I did. I was just like, oh, okay, Adam Schefter is sending notifications, blah, 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 blah. Dude, I got
I was getting text messages, like almost like visual text messages is what it looked like from Adam Schefter. And I was like, what the hell? But it looks like it's a text, but it's really from ESPN.
Gotcha.
So I posted a snapshot of that on Twitter, and I was like, damn, I feel like I'm talking to Shefty right here. Like he was just updating me with all the coaching changes and shit like that. But you can do it with all the sportscasters, I guess, the ones that give like breaking reports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the only one that I think would be really worth listening to is maybe him and Ian Rappaport.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody
Schefter
else.
and Rappaport are the two big names of breaking news when it comes to sports for sure.
Yeah, I felt pretty cool about it. I was like, man, because like when you drop your phone down, it has an A and then it says his name like it's a text message. I was like, what?
That's hilarious. So you were like, heck yeah, man, I'm getting text from Shefty.
Well, I posted on. Well, I knew what it was because after that, I saw on ESPN that you could sign up for other people, and I was like, oh, that must have been what I accidentally hit.
Gotcha.
And then all of a sudden, I started getting all these text messages because they had like 3 coach hirings yesterday.
Oh, good gravy.
The Jets hired their coach, which kind of blew my mind. The Jets, the Bears, and who else was it?
I didn't hear who they
the
got.
Patriots
Did any of
picked
them
up.
take any of
The
our
Patriots. No, the Patriots picked up the defensive. Like the Lions are like gone, man.
guys? Ugh.
Your offensive coordinator, Bears, defensive coordinator went to the Patriots, and then somebody else I think went to the Jets.
Vrabel. Vrabel's at the Patriots now. I saw that.
Right,
I did see
but I'm
that.
saying from the Lions, like everybody from the Lions went to a different team.
Well, Lions were a good team, man. Lions were a good
Wild.
team.
But
They're smart.
Mike Vrabel going to the Patriots is scary.
I love that, dude. I freaking love that. Because I liked what he was doing with Tennessee. I think he just struggled because Tennessee's not that balanced of an organization, is how I want to say it. Sorry, Keegan. Don't hate me. That's a buddy of mine who's a Titans fan. So,
Well, here's my he dropped a little tip into people's ears that the wide receiver with the Eagles, what's his name? The one that used to be at the Titans?
Brown? AJ Brown?
AJ Brown, yeah.
Yep.
AJ Brown. He said, "Me and AJ Brown are really close, and we've been talking. He's an unrestricted free agent this year, I think."
Oh, there you go.
So my question is are they going to trade up to get the Boise State running back?
I was just getting ready to ask, who would they go after in the draft? Is really
the Boise State running back, I think, or another wide receiver to kind of balance out that AJ Brown. Because if you look at it, the Patriots really don't have much to work with right now, other than a quarterback. Their quarterback, I think, is good.
Are you pretty
I think he'll be
confident,
all right.
Mario?
Yeah, especially with Mike Vrabel. Like Mike Vrabel turned, what's his name? He's not anywhere now, but I mean, like he made him look like he was like Tom Brady. Like granted, he had like a solid AJ Brown, and then also in his backfield he had
Talking
the
about Will
bus
Levis?
number 2. No, he wasn't with Will Levis. He got drafted well after Vrabel got fired. The other quarterback that he had,
Oh gosh, the Liberty kid.
the one that went to the AFC Championship and
Yes.
lost to the Chiefs.
Oh,
Why is it not coming to my mouth? Like, why is it
got
not
nothing.
coming out of my mouth right now? It's wild.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
No. Damn. But anyway, that's just scary because all he needs really are just key players like a wide receiver, running back. His defense, I don't know much about. I haven't watched enough of their games to say anything. But Mike Vrabel, like the dude's back where I think they had this whole thing planned out from the get go.
I think he can build a culture there that will hopefully get him back to something.
Hopefully not like
competitive.
where they were.
No. We don't need Patriots 2.0, but at least let him be competitive again. We'd be fine with that. Although BJ might be offended to hear that. As a Dolphins fan, he loves seeing the Patriots suck.
Right. And right now the Dolphins, I think next year, I think for the next 3 years, they're going to be rebuilding.
Dude,
Like-
I hurt for
Tyreek
them.
Hill, I don't think will be there. Because you imagine Tyreek Hill going to the Patriots?
Ugh. He's going somewhere. It ain't the Chiefs, but he'll end up go somewhere.
Right, and he'll probably go to the Patriots. That's the rumor, I guess, from what I've read.
I don't
AJ
know.
Brown, Tyreek Hill, wild.
I'd be curious to see where he goes, though.
But what about what was it? Oh, the coaching changes that have been going on. Oh no, it was MVP talk. That's what I was going to bring up.
Oh,
MVP. We already know who's going to get that.
Do we though?
Do you? Okay, we already have our beliefs. You believe it should be Josh Allen, correct?
I don't know that I believe it should be Josh Allen. I just believe it's going to be Josh Allen.
Here's the only reason why I don't think that. Okay, I do think that he does deserve it, but this year, Lamar Jackson, his stats.
Oh, I saw his stats. His stats are insane.
Right, but they're so much better than last year. Last year, nothing compared to what he did this year, and he was MVP last year, and his wasn't he MVP one other time than that?
Yeah,
that was the second time.
Twice. He's already gotten it twice. I will say this: it would not surprise me if Lamar Jackson got it. I wouldn't be mad either because
I would be more happy now than I did last year. Yeah, last year I didn't think that he necessarily deserved it all by himself.
Here's the thing: stats are one thing. Most valuable player to me comes down to not just stats, but impact on the team. And to me, Lamar Jackson has a lot of weapons. Josh Allen proved that he can do just as much damage with half the weapons.
But
and is the difference maker.
Do you know the last time we've said this? The last time we said this with two quarterbacks that had similar things going on, they had a shared MVP trophy.
Did they really?
Brett Favre and somebody else. It's happened 2 other times in NFL history. And they're thinking it could happen again.
That'd be wild if it did. But
I agree. I would not be.
It's the intangibles with Josh Allen and the difference that he made on a team that I would say was less equipped than years before.
That does have a factor, I think, too. But the NFL knows who they want in that role, anyways.
You know
who they want to have that
deserve it this year.
Who? What?
I said, you know who definitely doesn't deserve it this year?
Who doesn't deserve it?
Yes. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. He didn't play bad, but this was not his best year by far.
But you said impact on the game, and how many games does it came down to his decision making a choice? Almost all of them. No. Defense, bro. All but
our
3.
Defense and our special teams has been the biggest difference maker in our winnings. Patrick's been clutch when he needed to be, but I'm telling you, our defense is what is getting us to the Super Bowl. Patrick and the offense are holding it together and doing an okay job. But this offense still is not clicking the way it has in the past. Our defense is one of the best versions of our defense that I've ever seen. This defense is as good as watching Derek Thomas play. George Karlaftis, to me, brings the same kind of passion and energy to it. He may never get 7 sacks in a game, but let me tell you, he comes after it.
Didn't he get 4 this last week?
Yeah.
Or 3 or something?
That was incredible to watch. It was 3 or 4, I can't remember, but it was incredible to watch. Furious George, man, he was all over the place.
But what's wild though, like when we talk about MVP and we talk about like somebody who makes an impact on that game, like you can't. That's the bad thing about defense. Like no defensive player is going to get that again, probably in our lifetime.
I don't know if that's true, man. I just think
the last one was 1984.
I get it, but I just think we haven't seen somebody have a standout performance like back in the day.
You don't think so?
I think the closest we ever got was maybe like Ray Lewis or Ed Reed. Trying to think of who else could have been.
Well, let me drop a name for you. Isaiah or Parsons had very similar stats to
Micah.
To him,
I would say T.J. Watt when he had his game where he basically tied Michael Strahan.
Oh, for tackles?
For tackles. Yeah.
Oh, sack.
Yep. I don't know, though. But
I don't know.
Again, it's such a huge difference in stats that you would need a guy who just radically makes a difference on his team. You need like a prime. You need like a Deion Sanders who just...
Yeah, but that position, that's what I'm saying. The only defensive player to ever win MVP was a linebacker.
Yeah. But see, I feel like a safety could do it. They would just need
But
to...
he hasn't done it. That's what I'm saying. I just don't think we will see it in our lifetime.
Oh, I'm hopeful.
I think they should have a defensive and offensive MVP award, to be honest. Because you said, like your guys' defense, how many players were standout players on that defense? How many of those could be in that realm for that award?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Look at the whatever year that was of the Ravens, the Steelers, all those years. Like those players stood out. Only they didn't stand out enough to pass on like a quarterback getting the MVP. I don't know, but that's just a thought. But no, I think that's it. Yeah, I mean Notre Dame lost, unfortunately, but I mean, it's still cool to say that I was ready to buy a hat like that I haven't had in a while. But Jamie's, I mean, she tries to claim that since she's from Ohio, she's an Ohio fan. That's not how that works.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, it is kind of how it works.
I'm not a Kansas fan.
No,
I mean, I don't hate Kansas.
Most fans are fans of their team that they're from the area that they're from.
I guess. I mean, Jordan's the exception, but he's still a fan, though. He could name like the starting offense and defense at least, probably. What
is Jordan an exception on?
Being able to at least name the people who were playing on the team.
Hang on, for he's a Chiefs fan.
Iowa.
He's from
Iowa.
Kansas.
No, I'm saying for Iowa. He could probably do that for Iowa.
That's fair.
And he could tell you every single coach on that roster. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what makes you a fan.
Still do it now.
College, I think it's way more hard because, like, I don't think they name everybody.
I couldn't imagine.
Because I don't think they have to.
I barely watch college. There's no way I could keep track of all the different players. And now with the player,
but he knows where every player went to. But he watches those small college games, so he could name so many players. It's not even funny.
Well, that's why we had that game earlier.
No, man.
Just to see him name players. That was fun.
Jesus. Like, I think they have a game designated for that. It's almost like it's like the 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon, only it's like football style.
Yeah.
Jordan could probably do that with every single starting quarterback in the league.
Bet you're right.
But no, man, what are you excited to watch, man? I'm excited for Night Agent Season 2.
Yes.
Just came out today. I'm
going to be watching that. Man, I'm kind of in this weird mix. So we've been introducing the kids to some classics from the 90s. So Gladiator 2 is coming out, so we watched Gladiator.
It's on Netflix. It's on Amazon.
We're going to watch it. But we wanted to watch Gladiator first, so we showed Casey Gladiator. He really liked that.
Was that 90s?
Yeah, 1990.
I thought that was like 2000.
That may be 01. That may be 01.
I just didn't
but
think
then we also watched Braveheart.
Ooh, good one. I think that's better than Gladiator.
I love Braveheart. And the kids really love that one. And then we're getting ready to introduce them to The Patriot. Aim small, miss small.
That's my all-time favorite Mel Gibson movie.
That is a great one. That is an absolutely great one. So I'm excited to. So we've been watching that, and then we've been watching some newer stuff too. Like I just finished Nate Bargatze's newest special.
Wasn't it awesome?
It was hilarious. Gosh, his delivery is so good. I was a little thrown off at first. Like the first 20 minutes, he leaves a.
That was stuff that wasn't recorded though at that special. That was just stuff that he'd been working, like his wife and like the little jokes about his wife, like the trailer almost or a teaser.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
No, I was just talking like the first 20 minutes he gave like what felt like maybe a second longer of a pause when he was delivering his jokes. Like he'd finish his joke, pause, and then pause just a little bit too long and then deliver the next line.
I think that has to do with the size of the arena that he was in this time.
I think you're right too.
Because of
at
like the
first I thought he was
noise.
just waiting to like wait out responses and stuff like that, but you couldn't really tell through the video what it was. So that was just kind of my assumption. I assumed maybe that, like in stadium it was.
The last one looked like it was more intimate and less people. So there was more people laughing. So he was trying to keep up with being able to talk. But this time it was a little bit bigger of a room. If you notice, it was almost like an arena that was in the shape of a circle.
Yeah, it was huge. But no, I really liked that. We just watched Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz's newest one.
Is that good?
Oh yeah, it was very good. Very wholesome too. Like it was really cool.
I tried watching his special that came out. It was rough, dude.
It was beautiful. I don't know what you're talking. I love.
No, I'm saying like the first, like if you can't get past that first 15 minutes, like, because it's not that I didn't want to hear it. It's that like when you go into it, I was thinking it was going to be a comedy special. But he's kind of giving you a back.
Special. No, man.
Yes.
It's him.
I was like, what?
It's a special him addressing how he almost died. But I loved it, man. I thought it was beautiful. Seeing that moment with his daughter, seeing like just hearing him like, well, you know me and my passion. So hearing him like how much this has shaped his faith and how much he has had to lean into God in this was really cool. And just kind of hearing him humble himself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and that was after I read more about it before just clicking on it, because I clicked on it and I was like, man, what is this?
Yeah, it's highly emotional. Like I was tearing up watching it. He has this moment with his daughter that's really beautiful, where she plays a guitar solo, and he sings a little bit. But it's just you could tell he was really raw delivering this, and it's still hilarious. His impressions were spot on in this, man. He nails probably 6 or 7 impressions that are just gold. Just knocking them left and right out of the park. But no, it was really cool, really good to hear kind of his testimony as part of it. So I thought it was really cool. But
I'll have to go back and check it out.
That was really good. Definitely going to watch The Night Agent here soon. Gosh, what else? Mom is in like season 5 or 6 of Dexter.
Dexter?
Yeah,
Dude.
she is flying through them, man. She is. Oh, and she is pissed. She's so mad. Like she didn't see so many things. Well, she just didn't see so many of the stuff coming. Like she didn't see the ending of season 4 coming.
Dude, that was actually the most watched episode of Dexter. Like, it was pretty wild.
Yeah, and then let's
just say John Lithgow is amazing psychopath.
Oh, Lithgow plays that role so well. I was blown away.
I was reading they're gonna have a spin-off of the Trinity Killer.
Yep. Oh, really?
That would be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
That's what I read. I don't know how true it is. Like, I mean, everything's.
Well, I'm super excited for Resurrections when that comes out. For sure.
Oh, yeah. And you're the guy that I don't like. Dexter should have got away.
Hey, no, not got away. He should come to justice. I'm a big believer in him coming to justice, not get away.
Yeah, but who's going to watch that? Him in jail?
When you build up to it, no. He doesn't go to jail. Dexter's not a go to jail guy.
Right. I mean,
he either
we don't know yet.
Like they set up for the end, which, spoiler alert, if you don't know the end of Dexter by now, he escapes. Or, like they're doing now and rewriting it. I would have been fine with the way New Blood ended.
I agree.
But if they're going to keep going, then I think it needs to ultimately culminate in him getting caught.
Now, I mean, I don't know about the getting caught thing, but I would tell your mom, or I would highly advise her to slow down on watching that shit because it's going to mess with your head. And I don't know have I told you that story or if I spoke about it on here about me going through that. Like, I had to take a break from Dexter early on when I was working at the hospital because I was having some wild ass dreams.
Really?
Dude, it was the most. I was watching it literally probably at least 2-3 episodes a night and working at the hospital. And I was having dreams about him showing me how to get away with murder.
No.
Because since I worked in a hospital, I could get rid of soiled clothing through the hospital.
Bobby,
cleans.
that's so terrible.
But that's not the only reason why I stopped and slowed down. I also had that almost no soul reaction to people telling me stuff because I was watching so much of that. It was so weird. I had to take a long break.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. It was
gosh.
wild.
Anything else I'm watching? Hang on just a sec. We just finished Silo, season 2 of Silo.
Yeah, that's on Apple, right?
On Apple. That was it's different. It's different. I'm gonna say it like this. It's an Apple product, and if you can't tell, Apple likes to try to make everything fancy and up here and all hoity-toity.
They want to interstellar everything.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. They want to interstellar everything.
Without giving it a plot.
Have the capability to do it, but in this one, it's pretty well done. And season 2 was a really good take. Steve Zahn is in it in season 2. And
oh yeah, I've seen him in a movie in a long time.
That man has done comedy for a long time. His drama chops are amazing. He was blowing me away, dude. He played drama really well.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. I just haven't seen him in a newer movie.
Right? Yeah. I hadn't seen him in much of anything recently either. But
Joyride, Saving Silverman.
He's a pretty significant role in season 2 of Silo, and he plays it really well. Very dramatic, very emotional, very crazy, but just like you feel what he feels. He delivers. He really delivers. So props to you, Steve Zahn.
I'll have to check that out.
I think that might be the majority of everything I've been watching.
I rewatched Ted Lasso. That's such an easy watch.
Always
such
a good
an
choice.
easy watch.
That will be in the top 5 of Chubby Buddy recommendations for years to come.
Oh yeah. I don't think you could make anything like it or comparable unless you just redo it. They keep saying that there's going to be hints at another season. I'm not going to get my hopes up because I don't think that they could do anything better.
That's my problem. If they're going to do another season, they better have a really good reason and a really good story to tell. Because right now it's perfect.
Yeah, and I have faith in everybody that helped write it. I've got way more respect for Jason Sudeikis, 100%. For his acting ability and writing.
Oh, man.
But I just don't know how you can... I would worry about ruining it and leaving a bad taste in the fans of Ted Lasso's mouth, in their mouths.
Yeah.
It's you left off at a good point. What could make it better? Probably nothing. Maybe just adding to what he's doing now rather than try to remake Ted Lasso. But just I don't know. What's he coaching now? Because we saw him coaching his little league thing at the very end.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's if you don't have a solid story to tell, there's no reason to tell the story.
Right, and that's the thing. How could you make that better? I don't think you can.
I don't know that you can, but I tell you what, I'm excited. Like you said, that so many people kind of were able to build off of this. Hannah Waddingham for sure. She's very talented, and it's good to see her. That
woman could sing too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, can she sing? She's phenomenal. So, good stuff for sure.
Now, did you ever watch the Netflix movie Carry On?
Yeah, I did.
That was pretty good.
It was a B for me.
A B?
Above average.
I'm not going to say it's an A.
But I felt like there were times when the writing felt a little forced, and it relied a little too heavily on tension that wasn't believable. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's why I think the highlight, not the highlight, but the key phrase that they used was Die Hard meets what was it? They said Die Hard meets something because of the airport, but I didn't feel that at all. It was almost more like the the call or something like that, or like phone booth. That's what it reminded me of, was phone booth.
I could see phone booth. Phone booth meets Die Hard 2, because that one was in an airport. So,
right. And that's the only thing I didn't enjoy about
there you
it.
go.
What's that?
I said, and it was at Christmas time. Making
yeah,
Die
and
Hard
that's
2
why it
possible.
was like Die Hard. I think it's Die Hard meets something, and I forgot what it was. But I was like, but I do like how they used Jason
Bateman,
the dude from Ozark. Jason Bateman played a pretty good creepy
Bateman
guy.
as a villain is a really good twist. Like, not like twist as in you don't expect it, but like Bateman plays drama well, and so seeing him play a villain is kind of fun. Like, he just needs to be a little bit less, and I know this is kind of his personality because you see it in every character he plays, but a little less snarky as a villain.
One of his underrated movies was Game Night.
Intimidating enough when he's all snark. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why I think Game Night was underappreciated for him. I loved that movie.
I think I would find him a little more intimidating if he threw in elements of like crazy, because I think he could do that well. But he's snarky, but then like plays this methodical character, and that it just doesn't seem to line up that well.
I'm trying to think of anything else that I've seen, because other than Ozark, we really never saw a dramatic side of Jason Bateman. Oh,
Yeah.
Juno. Was that Juno?
Yeah,
Wasn't Jason Bateman in Juno?
think so.
It was like, I mean, it was a very small role.
Yeah.
But like he played the part of the couple that was going to adopt her kid. I think that was Jason Bateman. But anyway, yeah, other than that, I've never really seen a movie with him have to play with any type of like feeling other than Ozark in this.
Yeah, certainly not in any like fully dramatic role. I think you had you had some funny scenes in like Horrible Bosses and stuff like that where
Those were the... Who do you think made that movie better? Like, what made that movie so good?
oh, well, what made that movie so good is it was a perfect storm of comedy. Like, those three guys are very underrated, and the delivery of that, but then also the people that they got to play the bosses and how well those people played, like Jennifer Aniston, right? Jennifer Aniston's character.
Jennifer Aniston, Colin Farrell, and I don't know who played the other.
The way she was just a total
Fiend?
yeah, I mean, just like a viper. She was absolutely a viper. And she
And it's
played
the opposite of
so
what
well.
like normal like single men probably would like you would never expect that to be the reaction to any guy having that happen to him.
No, exactly. But it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Plays well. It just there. I think another one that another comedy that Bateman's in that I like. He's done some pretty funny ones.
I did not like Arrested Development. I was not a fan of that show.
Arrested Development was a really smart show. I enjoyed it. It required a lot of
Arrested Development is the PG version of Ozark, in my opinion.
no. Arrested Development is attempting to be like a generational masterpiece, and like it was trying to be like The Office or something like that. Not
I didn't
visually
get that
similar, but in the way that it's delivered. It was trying to be like this narrative that ties everybody together, that brings like these stories back in. And that's the thing, that like as a comedy show, it had a ton of great references, a ton of good callback jokes, and just some weird predicaments. I think what you have there is so many wild characters.
The brother drove me nuts.
And that's the thing. That's kind of my point. You have so many wild characters in that show that you feel overwhelmed just watching it. But that's kind of the point. Like, the idea of it is meant to capture like how chaotic that family is and how insane it would be to be a part of it. Bateman's supposed to be the normal one, but he's just as crazy as they are, just in a completely different way.
Right.
So,
and that's why I got kind of like Ozark type vibes to it. Like, it's almost like they've tried to make, they didn't do it. Ozark was created off of like something completely different. But like the whole, like, I guess the little tidbits of like being a finance consultant and all that other little things about money and all that stuff. That's why I said it was like PG version of Ozark. But no, one movie that I watched again last night that I think is one of the most underrated movies out there for comedy, and that's Due Date. I don't know if you've seen it.
Due Date, yeah, Downey Jr. and Galifianakis.
Dude, that is one of my all-time favorite comedy movies. Like the one-liners in that. Honestly, what I think could have ever been like a movie before Step Brothers was invented was like something called Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Only Billy Bob Thornton is the dad of Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr.
Oh man, that would be good. That would have been good for sure.
I will lay hands on you. you even so such as blink.
Due Date's a good one.
But
what's that?
It got bad like ratings. And I don't know why.
Probably because it's a niche style of comedy. Like, Galifianakis is funny, but he's only, like, he's funny in the same way that Jack
his name
Black
is Ethan Tremblay. Get it right.
Oh, my gosh. He's funny in the same way that Jack Black is, and not everybody appreciates Jack Black.
I don't think they're anything close to being alike.
Oh,
Jack Black.
Deliveries. Their delivery, I mean...
Jack Black does it with a lot more enthusiasm.
He's much more physical comedy. You're right. He's much more physical in his stuff. But the way they punch in their jokes is pretty similar.
Have you ever watched or did you watch Between Two Ferns?
Yes.
Some of those were pretty
some of that
rough.
Stuff's pretty funny. I've laughed at some of that stuff. But
like,
others of it,
yeah.
and that's why I say that, others of it is just weird. And Jack Black's similar in that style. Some of his stuff is funny. Others of it is just weird.
I didn't like Tenacious D.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with you. Tenacious D is not my cup of tea. But I
tried watching that Satan
elements of Jack Black's comedy. Like, I love Tropic
Thunder. I tried watching that Dear Santa movie with him in it. Have you seen that?
I haven't watched it.
I tried watching it and I was like, nope, can't do it. But School of Rock, though, that's one of my all-time favorites.
I feel bad saying it, but Jack Black, outside of maybe Kung Fu Panda, I don't really know that he's...
Jumanji, he played really well in.
Right, but specifically as a lead, I struggle with most movies that he's a lead in.
Shallow Hal? You didn't like that?
Get
out of here. I love that movie.
It had its funny moments. But that one was a little bit more...
That was amazing.
That one was a little bit more heartfelt than he usually.
Why are you out there dancing with all those dogs? What are you talking about, man? They're hot. And how he calls, what's the dude, the motivational speaker, Tony Robbins, in the elevator? Yeah. Get off me, banana hands. That's one of my favorite one-lines that he had. Well, bud, I think that's an episode.
I think so too, man.
All right.
For those of you that stuck around and listened all the way through this, we appreciate you. We love you. And we are glad to
support our sponsors. Yeah. HGW. You can follow them on socials.
HGW. Get you some Rage. Jerky on.
I actually had lunch with Bo like last week, I think. I forgot all about
it. How's he doing?
Good. He's going back to school. Traveling? Oh, yeah, he's been back for a while, but he's he finished enrolling back into school. I think he's going to get his paralegal degree, I think is what he said.
Way to go, Bo. That's cool.
Yeah, he bought a building over there by, where Stanley Liquor is, across that old, like, White Castle-looking building. I think him and his wife bought that to do her legal company out.
Hang on. Which side of the road is that? Is that where the club used to be?
No, that's over by the post office.
Okay,
that's down the road from the post office.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's First Street. So this would be, I guess this would be First Street, but it's farther south. or farther west. This is all the way at like whatever is that Elm where Stanley Liquor is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we had lunch. We had it. Believe it or not, we ate at the airport steakhouse. I haven't eaten there in years.
Me neither.
So, yeah. But yeah, that was fun. But go subscribe to HEW and Rage Beef Jerky. And if you want to get yourself on some good old meat, use the promo code Chubby at checkout. Save 15%.
15% off. Oh, you'll love it.
But I love you and I love all of you.
All right. Well, man, I love you.
Love.
We'll
Bye.
see you next time. Bye.